Hello, and welcome to Obsessive Gaming, Episode 2. Last time, we covered the first column of Obsession in one page, the free basic guide to Obsession that can be downloaded from OCD's website. Today, we're going to take a look at threshold numbers, success targets, extra successes, and a little bit about combat and initiative. First off, let's take a look at how Obsession handles difficulty. This is done using threshold numbers, which we discussed last time, and success targets. When we discussed dice pool throws, we used a basic threshold number of 4, which is the default threshold number if nothing is modified. And remember that we have to roll higher than the threshold number to succeed. Not all tasks are created equal, however, and more difficult or simpler tasks may have a higher or lower threshold number. There are also rules for taking more or less time over an action. Speeding up will raise the threshold number, while taking extra time will lower it. One of the advantages with a dice pool system like Obsession is that it's easy to tell how well you've achieved a task. 3 successes is clearly better than 1 success. To capitalize on this, Obsession uses success targets. A success target is the number of successes which you need to roll in order to achieve your goal. It is possible to be partially successful, rolling successes, but not enough to hit the success target. Threshold numbers therefore determine how hard it is to make progress, and success targets how much progress you need to make in order to achieve your goal. Most basic tasks require only a single success. They have a success target of 1. The combination of the two makes for a difficulty system which is extremely versatile and powerful, and we'll go into it in more detail in a later episode. For now, you just need to remember that higher success targets will need higher levels of skill to achieve. It is unlikely that many games masters will grasp these rules immediately, but as you start to play the game, they should become quite obvious. Understanding basic task difficulty has a threshold number only of 4 and a success target of 1. Add in understanding success targets and the success target rises. The last part of Obsession's success triumvirate is the concept of extra successes. These are exactly what they sound like, successes past the required success target. So if you have a success target of 1 and roll 2 successes, you have 1 extra success. If you have a success target of 3 and roll 5 successes, you have 2 extra successes. In terms of achieving your goals, extra successes are the key. The more you have, the better you've done. This is a powerful but easy to understand mechanic. The table on page 50 of the core rulebook, which is now showing on screen, shows the quality of success based upon a success target of 1. In future revised editions of the rulebook, this will be changed to read extra successes to make it easier to understand. Now that we've covered both simple and advanced rules on how a character's actions can be assessed, it's time to move on to more specific situations, such as combat. Combat is a major part of many role-playing games, and Obsession is no different. But when we wrote Obsession, we wanted to take the emphasis away from violent conflict and emphasize more the other types of conflict which can feature in a game. At the same time, though, we wanted a combat system which was dynamic and versatile like the rest of the game system. What we came up with was a tactical environment which is not just about hitting things. Tactics, maneuvers, and skill rolls are of vital importance during Obsession combat, and the damage system is dangerous enough to make players think twice before they risk their favorite character. At its simplest level, your tactical decision is whether you're going to attack or defend, and that decision is informed by your initiative. You then continue trading blows until the initiative changes. Since defending is an active decision in Obsession, a fight will usually consist of 1 attacker and 1 defender. While circumstances may change these roles, they usually remain the same for 5 actions or 1 combat round. A round is 10 seconds of in-game time, and is a nicely manageable parcel of time for the games master. As has been indicated, each character, monster or artifact can generally perform 5 actions in each round. With initiative rolled at the start of each round, this makes for short bursts of semi-predictable combat, followed by a moment which could change everything. And the key to this is Obsession's slightly unusual initiative system. Each character, monster, or artifact has a base initiative equal to their reflex score, with the lower the value, the better. At the start of each round, they can make an agility roll, with each success reducing their initiative by 1 for that round. You can think of it as the final score being how long it takes them to perform each action. Thus, a character whose actions take initiative 1 to perform will finish them quicker than a character whose actions take initiative 3 to perform. An initiative score below 0 indicates that the character, monster, or artifact is acting so fast that their opponents have difficulty reacting to it, and any defences will suffer a penalty. The fast and slow actions rules tie in to the initiative system on a per-action basis, so that a character can choose to act faster, increasing the threshold number of their attack in order to lower their initiative. This is particularly significant for defences, which will often need to be performed as fast actions in order for the character to defend soon enough. A block, parry, or dodge must be performed at the same initiative value as the attack that it is affecting. This means that defending against a fast attacker is difficult, but defending against an attacker who is slower than you, but who you've chosen not to attack, is actually easier. You might also use fast or slow actions to change the combat in other ways. If you and an ally are fighting the same opponent, and that opponent is choosing to attack your ally, that gives you the time to take a slow action and make a more telling blow. On the other hand, if your opponent is faster than you, but you think you're skilled enough to be able to strike first, you might use the fast actions rule to speed up and make a counter-strike before his blow lands. As you can see, timing issues alone make obsession combat very tactical, and that's before you bring in any more advanced combat rules. Once advanced and optional rules are added in, you have an unprecedented degree of control over exactly how a fight plays out. Combat is an involved enough subject that we will come back to it in a later episode, but for now, let's move on to the end result of all of this: damage and wounds. One of the earliest decisions made about obsession was that it would not have arbitrary hit points, instead using a system to track each individual wound as a character takes it. While hit points are fine for simple combat-orientated games, we felt they simply weren't appropriate for a more simulationist game like Obsession. Each blow which hits in Obsession will strike a particular part of the body and will cause a wound based on the damage value of that attack and the soaking of the target, as modified for armor. In the basic rules there are 6 hit locations, but for those who want more detail, the advanced rules include far more. Any extra successes indicating a better attack can be used either to increase damage or to modify the location of the strike. These wounds then impose penalties on particular types of action, and may even result in the character being knocked unconscious or killed. One thing which can't happen in Obsession, however, is a character suddenly dropping dead as a result of a blow to the hand or foot. The lack of overall hit points in Obsession means that the only way for a character to fall down in a fight is through specific wounds to the torso or the head. An interesting side effect of these rules, and an additional piece of realism in Obsession combat, is that you can never know which blow is going to kill you. Gone are the days of acting brave until you're down to your last 2 or 3 hit points and then suddenly running away. Any torso or head blow in Obsession could be the one that ends the fight. With head blows, torso blows, and massive trauma, all causing consciousness saves or life saves, there are no guaranteed safe blows in Obsession. At the same time, however, there are no guaranteed killing blows either. There is always the chance of a good saving throw doing exactly what its name suggests, and saving your character's life. Well, that's enough for this episode, and for now, enough about Obsession. Join me again next time when I'll be talking about something different, and in the meantime, why not check out the Obsession rules from obsessiongame.co.uk.